going on, YouTube? It's your girl Monique Nicole, and I am back with another video. Before we get started, honey, if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. And while you are down there, go ahead and click the thumbs up button and click the notification bell. That way you do get notified whenever I drop new content. Okay. So today, hunties, I have a very special guest with me. I got my girl Nita the Diva in the building to help me discuss and break down this past episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Hey, Nita.
Let's get into it.
How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great. Let me just share to my platform.
Yes.
And we're going to get into it because this was a good episode.
This was a good episode. This was a good episode, honey. It definitely brought the action that was definitely needed.
Yeah.
A lot happened. Of course, we all know the big moment that occurred later, which we will definitely have to dissect. But we'll get there later. We got to do some other housework stuff first in the episode before we can get to the main event. Yeah. So we're just gonna get into it because I feel like the later scene is a lot to kind of dissect and pick apart. Didn't you feel like it was the argument was a lot happening? It was just 1 minute. It was like a ping pong. Just
Exactly. I was like, oh my God. So when I was doing my reaction, I was just trying to pause it. I was like, do I take notes? Do I just keep pausing?
Right.
It was just so much going on.
So much was going on. So we'll get there later, you guys. So we'll start out.
Okay. I'll say stormy.
Yeah. There's, girl, like I said, I have a lot to say, so we're going to get to that shortly. But the episode started out real cute and simple, you guys. So Kimmy and Destiny met up at her beauty supply store to basically talk about the drama with Mel. I do have a clip of Destiny and her facial expressions. She be having facial expressions. They get me every time. But basically, they were, talking about the drama with Mel. In my opinion, they both seem to be kind of on the same page as far as the confusion, that Tisha all of a sudden became Mel's enemy, and, the op, if you will. They kind of seem to be on the same page.
Right.
About that aspect. It seems like, Cammy was just trying to pick Destiny's brain about what happened, because from the outside looking in, to her, it kind of looks like this fight is a little more serious than the previous arguments that she and Mel have had. We all have one or two friends where you kind of can butt heads, but you always gonna get right back on track. I think this time Kimmy's like, dang, this one looks a little more serious. So she is concerned. And this is where she tells Destiny about her Galentine's event that she is having. Of course, Destiny's a little apprehensive. I can understand. One thing that I want to point out and get your opinion on it, of course, when they were discussing about the fallout, it seems like, so when Destiny basically said, she doesn't really know what Mel's upset with, meaning she does not know what she said to Tisha in the hotel room, because she was basically telling Kimmy, Mel cannot repeat to me what I said. She's more so upset that I was talking to the enemy or the op. So that's the second or third time that Destiny has said that, and I'm starting to kind of believe it.
I agree with her. Absolutely. 100%. Because listen, she says she doesn't know. Mel has never confirmed. All she said is, you said I was a Scorpio. That's all she said. Girl, you are a Scorpio. What are you saying?
And what she bragged about.
Right. And then Kimmy said the same thing. She said, well, she didn't really get to that part. And Mel does that a lot in her confrontations. Like the whole thing was, it happened right after the reunion. They were talking after the reunion. They were still in the same building. And Tisha became her op. because she said you were trying to destroy my marriage. Now, Destiny didn't know that that's how she was feeling at that time. You see what I'm saying? So she didn't even know that Mel had turned this girl into her enemy just because she said that she was trying to destroy her marriage.
And I think that's weird. I think it was a bit of a reach for all of a sudden for Mel to be like, oh, that's my enemy. I feel like you could feel a way about the comment that Tisha made, but to then all of a sudden basically erase all the progress that y'all had made, right? To erase all that progress and then to throw her to the side and call her enemy. I just felt like, damn, Mel, you took 5 steps backwards. And it's kind of petty.
And I will speak to Mel's, it's a character flaw for me that I think I see in her that, it reminds me, I remember back in the day when I used to be messing with guys and had relationships with different guys, and they would be ready to kind of end the relationship, but they keep doing like dumb shit and make you want to end the relationship. It's like one of those things, like they just wait for you to do one thing. It's one of those things, instead of growing some limbs, and tell her what it is.
I agree.
And for Mel, I think this whole thing between Destiny, one, she was mad because she got the divorce and didn't tell her, and two, she's still friends with Martell. Then just say that. Just like you will break up with Martell's friends, you will break up with his family. You have to have a conversation. It's a grown woman conversation. Like, you still cool with him,
right?
I'm feeling it. We not in a good space. We just gonna have to part ways. And I think that's what she's failing to do. And every time she get into these altercations with people, there's missing information. Everybody's like, well, what, Mel? Somebody tell me. And it's the thing, she does not want to own up to it, and she doesn't want to put it out there, but that's what it is.
I think I said this last time we chatted, but I feel like Mel just doesn't know how to take accountability.
Right.
And she just doesn't. I just feel like it's really hard for her to take ownership and accountability of things.
In a therapy session, I'm gonna point out another situation where she.
Okay.
Anna.
Let's move on. There is a lot to cover. Let's see. Okay, I made that point. All right. So next up, Marceau meets up with his brother Maurice to inform him about Martell wanting to get back into business together, Hunty. Let's see, what else did I say? He basically expressed that Tisha's really the problem, who is actually majority shareholder for the company, which I find to be amazing. I'm like, I love that. Say what you want about Tisha. I'm the type of person, I'm always going to give credit where it's due.
Right.
She may lack in other areas, but we cannot take away her education, her business mind, her smarts. She's basically like that book smart type of chick. But when it comes to, I don't know, street smart or like reality in certain situations, she ain't, anyway.
Right.
But yeah, Tisha's gonna be the problem. It seems like, which I understand. And then Maurice, brought up kind of discussing like the logistics of how it would actually look if they were to go back into business with each other. He seemed kind of like he seemed not on board with it, right? Didn't Maurice seem kind of like, because the questions he was asking his brother, and he did bring up, which I think is valid points, because I feel like, of course he and Martell are friends, and as friends, you notice your friend's flaws. And he basically was saying he would love to see Martell execute and like finish something all the way through. Because it seems like Martell likes to start businesses or start ideas or start something, and then he doesn't see it all the way through.
Right.
And that is something worth noting. Right. What was your take on that conversation with the brothers talking about Martell?
I'll leave it for the bigger conversation with Fred. But to start, I'm not going to have my hot take for this particular conversation. But it sounds like they're saying pretty much the same thing. And to be honest, operating and doing real estate business without a license is illegal, actually. I'm in real estate school.
Yeah, girl, congratulations. Ew.
Yeah. So I'm just saying you're not supposed to do that. And
as a partnership, like, so I mean, we can really say it, with the Fred situation.
mm-hmm.
Would it not be legal or appropriate? Basically, to me, it seems like he's leeching on the people who have that license to help benefit him. So there's
Yeah.
got to be, is it a thing?
I said riding on everybody coattails. Yes.
Yep, I agree. So I guess, how I explain it, I don't know all the ins and outs of the rules, but I'm assuming as long as one person has that license, if he's in partnership or business with them, he gonna get in on it. You know what I mean? Because it seems like only one person can get.
There could be some, like, that's why Maurice kept iterating that there's a risk involved. So he should just go ahead and put his paperwork together, because he won't have a risk. The person who has the license has the responsibility. So the risk.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I think Maurice brought up some pretty good points. Absolutely. And listen, I think I'm gonna dive to that one. I might as well.
Right. While we're on the subject.
Well, because it kind of just goes together with basically as Martell meets with his business partner, Fred, who seems like I'm assuming, but definitely seems like a friend of his.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they have that type of friend relationship. And basically, Fred, is encouraging Martell to go ahead and get his business, not business, what is it called? Builder's license. The builder's license. He's encouraging him to get that. And Martell seems very apprehensive, and I cannot put my finger on it. I can't decide if he's genuinely just scared, intimidated, insecure, or lazy, or all of the above. And a lot of macho men like that, I'm sure he's good at some things, but it could be, I will throw him a bone. It definitely could be maybe a feeling of insecurity or whatever, or, he's nervous, but it could also be that he's just lazy and don't want to do the work.
Exactly. And the thing that really sold it for me, that he's being lazy and he's riding people coattails, is that, first of all, we have the relationship with him and Mel went down the toilet. He didn't have anything. Then his business relationship between Marceau and it went down the toilet again. I'm going, because I heard that he's college educated. He went to college or something like that. But you also do know that people can do your work for you. I hope you do know that. That is possible. People can do your work. You can get people to look. He had a whole marriage with Mel, footing the bill, doing everything, as he sat around being the brawn while she's the brains.
Just like and was stunting like he was the big man on campus, but really it was her.
Absolutely.
That was wild. It's really wild to see it. Because if you look at the beginning to where it's at now, it's like, damn, Mel was really carrying you in the marriage and the business and the success. She was really the one carrying it.
Absolutely. And that's really like that in a lot of marriages. Some people don't want to fess up to it. They don't. They want to have a marriage, just like Mel wanted to have a marriage, have her family. I got a man. She's one of the same type of people. Now, I assume that Marceau has his license because we see him actually doing, and
I think it's safe to say.
Right. She's definitely in the house or in the office, the home office, taking care of things, but he definitely has his. But the thing was with Fred gave him the book. He had the big real estate book, had the stuff all highlighted.
This, that.
Get it no easier. Somebody has gone through, taken a test, highlighted
and all this stuff. Listen, I hate taking tests.
No, I don't need it. I'm just like, that's not cool, because it speaks again to your character, to your integrity, to your commitment level in our business relationship.
Marceau don't want Marceau.
Exactly. You don't.
You don't.
absolutely does not.
His face. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm willing to play with the idea of it being an insecurity for him. Who knows? What if he's not a good test taker? What if he wasn't that great in school? What if he barely got? We don't know these things. So I'll be honest. I know for me, I'm not a great test taker. You know what I'm saying? So I know I get nervous. I mean, I'm still going to do the damn thing if I have to do it. But I just.
Because that's how we do. We have to do it, and so it got to get done.
You have to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But like Monique said, to his face when
about not being able to retake the test, and I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You're saying that you can retake the test if need be?
As many times as you want to, as long as you got them $45 or $65 to take the test.
Right, whatever the cost is, right. It can't be that much. So enough of Martell, child. I'm glad he's only getting a little bitty scenes this season, because last season was a lot. It was really toxic. Yes. But anyway, thank you. Moving on. So Mel meets up with her therapist. And basically they kind of have like a check-in, and she lets her know of Kimmy's upcoming event, in which she will be in a room with women that she is not on the best terms with. She expresses to the therapist that, you know, she tries to be cool and calm, but then when she's triggered by disrespect, she turns up, which I can relate, because I genuinely do try to keep things in my life cool, calm, collected. However, you know, I'm naturally the peacemaker, but when you disrespect me or you keep trying me, that's when my temper comes out.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like with Mel, I don't hate Mel. There's things about Mel that I like and admire. I said this last time. When it comes to Martell, I'm always going to be like 100% on Mel's side. Right. Because it's
right. It just
is what it is. We've seen it. We've seen the behavior. When it comes to Martell, I am 100% on Mel's side. Anything she says with him, I'm pretty much going to believe it, because Martell is such a big liar. Okay. However, when it comes to Mel and the ladies, I have to kind of take it with a grain of salt, because that's when it gets a little blurry for me when it comes to Mel and her character. That's when things get to be a little questionable.
Right.
But the therapist was basically trying to, you know, encourage her to, what was it? Remain calm and self-control. Exactly. Practice self-control, which is easier said than done. What was your take on that scene? Or did you have anything that stood out, or any comment?
The thing that stood out for me is that when she was trying to reel her back in, trying to, you know, let her know that basically you control where you give your energy. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, just really just make sure you're exercising self-control and go in. You know you're going to this party. You know these people are going to be here. So I felt the pushback from that. I mean, I understand her being honest about it, but I definitely felt the pushback, and I was just like, I don't know. I really wish she could take a little bit more accountability instead of like acting like things just happen to her. Like,
oh, you said that so good. Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, girl, write that down. As if something is happening to her.
Right.
You said that so damn beautifully.
In the confessional, she was just like, people take her kindness for weakness. And I didn't get that statement either, because
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't feel that way. I don't feel like anybody is, I don't know. I like, and that's why I say she says all of these things, but I don't feel like it backs up her argument and her claims and what is actually happening in the situation.
I agree. Okay. We will get into because there's more I want to say about that, Hunty.
Yeah, and we'll get into it because it kind of
is that argument, man. The notes I had, this is crazy. I'm looking at my notes right now, you guys. The notes for the damn party is like this. That was a damn episode. But you know what? I like that. Even though I know they edited the crap out of that and it's still chopped and screwed, I feel like we did.
We got
We got a lot, and there's a part 2 next week. So,
right.
So moving on because we're almost there. So no, we're here. It's time for the party. Okay. So Tiffany arrives first, and she's the bartender for the evening, doing what she does best besides being messy, making them damn drinks. Sit your ass behind the bar, make the drinks, and shut up. Don't I perfect.
Looking like your best first lady.
Yeah. Yeah, with her. Never mind. Let me stop.
34 wear. So
she just be dressing like she an old lady, man. She's such a pretty woman. She really is, but she ages herself. But I don't want to talk about people's looks. So
I get it.
Moving on. So she's the bartender for the evening. They kind of, I don't really care what she and Kimmy were talking about. I guess Kimmy should kind of bring her up to speed and just share her intentions for the evening. That's kind of what that conversation was. And then in walked Tisha.
Mm-hmm.
This cracked me up. Tisha was dressed, I think she was dressed cute. She was dressed cute, casual. She was not as dressy as she normally is.
She was ready to fight.
She was ready to
get the party started. She knew exactly what she was doing. Girl, what you got on? I said, oh, Lord, we got to fight.
She was ready to nut if you book. Listen, she came in, it was cute and cash. She had on her kicks, her Nikes. She had on these hot pink pants, which I thought was very nice. And that was leather. That material is not easy to pull off.
Oh, it's not.
But she's looking good. Yes. Okay, everything was looking nice and right. Okay, with her little bubble butt. Okay. And then she had her sweatshirt, very shady, very intentional, team wife. Yeah, I caught that, Tisha. That was very intentional.
Got it.
That was too funny. And then she was basically joking, just like, look, baby, I'm sitting already. I got my sneakers. Kimmy was like,
pull back, girl. You better
hair pull back.
Listen, you better stop playing in our face. We know what it is, Tisha.
Oh my gosh, this is too funny. Kimmy was like, none of that. So we're not going to be fighting. Tisha was like, I'm just playing. Wink, wink. You ain't playing, girl. You is not playing. So Kimmy gives the tip for the evening and basically saying, that night when the ladies have their conversation, if it does get heated, refrain from using the word girl. Now, I never knew the word girl would be so offensive. But when I remembered previous seasons, this is where I kind of wish production on Housewives and like Potomac and all the Housewives franchise had on Bravo. Bravo would have done a quick little flashback to all the times where girl, so that people could see.
I was like, really?
At first, I thought Mel was the one that said girl, but now I'm remembering is like Tisha says it in her little accent, girl. Like it's basically like girl bye, but she says it's the way she says it. But I wish they would have did a little flashback for us to like remember what it sounds like when she says it, because she does say it, huh?
Right. No, I was gonna say also too. You remember Destiny kept saying something? Was she saying girl? Every time she was like, when Mel was saying something, she was like, was she saying girl? Girl. It was like she kept repeating herself. I can't remember.
She was saying something.
Or how does that work? Or it was something how she kept on trying to reiterate the point and get her to try to confess about how she invited the cousin. Huh? It was like she kept saying girl. It felt like that's what she was saying. I said, well, if that's the case, then okay. Then maybe that.
I just remember from previous seasons, it's like the way Tisha would say girl. It was the way she would say, I can't even do it. This is why production needed to be shady, like how Bravo is, and do a little clip, snap back to the past. But Johnson, I like Tisha's energy. I didn't feel, I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like she was doing too much, because I feel like Tisha always kind of like and she gets punked a lot. Like she gets sued a lot.
I was happy.
She was like, I heard you was talking shit, which you were. So let's talk. Because what Mel likes to do, she likes to play on people's intelligence. And she did that very thing.
Yeah.
She did it in a subtle way, but she did it when everybody came to the table. So we're gonna go ahead and get there because I'm already.
I hate like it's something about the way she talks.
It's condescending.
Condescending, yes.
It is.
What did you hear?
It's very subtle. She does it in a subtle way, but you have to like.
So you can't call her out on it.
I didn't call her out because she won't admit that.
I didn't raise my voice. I came in on good energy. I was doing this. I came and she didn't even acknowledge.
She came in cool, but when Tisha was like, I heard I was the topic of conversation, and then, oh well, what did you hear that we were talking about? Bitch, you know what girl. Now I'm saying girl.
Stop playing.
So what no, let me do her voice. So what did you hear we were talking about? Like what did you hear?
Were you not there, Mel?
What? She be slick and she don't be slick. Oh, this is the thing. I do, aside from, I don't know, Mel is that girl I don't know if I could be friends with.
Right.
Because I don't like people who are quick to throw people away the minute they don't like something or the minute there's a disagree. I don't really like that. And I'm not saying she did it with Destiny, because I do think there was a lot of things that was building up and maybe she just didn't articulate it the whole time. But Mel just seems like she's so quick to throw people away. And I don't.
Yes. And that for me makes me feel like I need to watch any kind of encounter with her because it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel authentic. It feels like I'm there for whatever she needs me for, and she would discard me whenever she was done. And I'm not saying that you can't do that and you don't have a right to kind of withdraw your energy from somebody that's draining. Because you remember she mentioned the energy vampire thing in therapy or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, no, that's another, she's just real sneaky with it. And like I said, she's just one of those type people. She uses you and she'll discard you just like it. And she seems like the one that won't give you an explanation. She won't have a conversation. And like I said, she will do these things that will make you want to break up with her. I'm telling you, I've played the game a long time. I've been on this earth for a long time. I've seen people who don't have the balls to try to break up, to break up with you and actually say it. They will keep doing have bad behaviors and bad encounters until the point you be like, I can't take you no more. So that's how I feel like she just operates. Like she just will not have the conversation.
And she might, because I'm not gonna lie, when I think back to last season, there was definitely a couple times where I felt like Destiny was doing too much. There were moments that happened last season where I was like, I could kind of understand Mel's viewpoint in said situation. There were a couple moments last season for sure.
Especially the season finale. The season finale.
At her party. She was out of order for real. She was out of line, there's a time and a place. Like, girl, it wasn't that deep. You could have went to. I was
not on Destiny.
I didn't like that. Agree. I'm glad we can agree on that. Yeah, like that was. So moving along. Let me go to my damn essay of notes that I have, because like I told you guys, like this argument was like a ping pong game. It was like ping ping. It would start with one person and then it would get to another person and they would ping off each other, then another. I was just like, oh my gosh, there's a lot happening. So the evening starts out cute at first, right? Because
the opener, the games, and
the opener in the game, exactly. Let me get to that part. Yep. So basically, Kimmy had the ladies write down on one side, basically a list, I guess, of like personality, character traits about themselves that they, they like or whatever, that are facts. And then on the other side, they were supposed to write down, I guess, misconceptions that people have about them. The ladies went around. Excuse me. I did not write down who said what because I was exhausted with the notes. I really don't care too much. The only one that I think stood out, what happened? What stood out? Wasn't it Tiffany's that stood out? Because Tisha
immediately, I was like, what you trying to say, Tisha?
She thought it was Tiffany, but it wasn't. Was it Tiffany? It was somebody else.
Stormy. It was Stormy's
Stormy.
card, but she was trying to give that energy to Tiffany, and Tiffany totally messed up the whole game. She didn't put.
This is my girl Tiffany. Was
straight out, and all she put was misconceptions. We was confused. We was like,
this is my sister Tiffany. She said when Tiffany said I don't like drama, I fell out. Girl, I did too. Because I was like, huh? And I'm not gonna hold y'all. I understood why Tisha thought it was Tiffany's reading, because it sounded kind of on par with her personality, but I guess it was Stormy. I guess Stormy and Tiffany have more in common than they thought. Okay. Their personality must, seem a little similar. Department, a little bit. One thing I want to mention, I'm sorry, before the game, it was in her confessionals when Mel basically pointed out that, Tisha didn't say hello to her. And, when she was going off on that, I was like, girl, why do you care? Weren't you talking Cash Money shit about her? Didn't you call the girl the op? So
that's I keep trying to figure out where is she?
I'm like, what is going on?
Why would you think that she's gonna be on any other kind of energy but her head and her phone? You called her enemy. Everybody coming to her, telling her all these different stories about what you said. And so she just there to kind of get it straight. And yeah, I'm not here for the niceties and being fake or whatever, because obviously that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if we the enemy, so I'm not gonna be being fake and speaking like we.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
And did you notice that Mel did the same thing when Destiny came in the building?
Mm-hmm. Oops. Now my only thing is, and this is an old school thought point of view as far as like respect goes. I always thought it's the person that enters. When you enter a space, you're supposed to be the one to say hello.
Right.
Even if you don't, I've seen it for years on Housewives. I meant for years when them heifers was hating each other, they would at least say hello, hi, put a hand up, a fake little hi, so technically when you go through that saying, since Destiny entered the room, she would have been the one to say hello, even if it was quick hello.
But in my opinion, I feel like everybody that kind of came in, maybe if I don't hug and greet you, but just having a general
hello, yeah.
Hey, and then you can't say that you didn't give me anything or something. You came in, greeted everyone with a general greeting. But yes, the person who enters the room is for the building is supposed to speak.
Sisters in the Kitchen said, I guess since Mel's a producer, you have to speak to her. Right, girl. I suppose, right? I guess, Miss Producer. Oh, Lord. So moving on to the messiness. Let's see. What do I have on the list? Okay, yeah. Okay. So after the game, Tisha cracked me up because she was like, okay, this was cute. But basically I heard that y'all was talking about me at the party. But she gets straight into it, which I don't blame her. I actually give her kudos for being patient and waiting to the end of the game. You know what I mean? She participated. She was a good team player. But once she was like, okay, this is cute. So I heard, I like that she got right into it, and wasn't playing no games. So she asked her, basically, I heard I was the talk of the town at your little party. Mel plays dumb, in my opinion, like she always does. And that's when she hit her with the, well, what did you hear? Well, what did you hear what was said about you at the party? What did you hear? That's when she did that. So Tisha says that Kiki said basically that Mel was trying to push her to say something about Tisha and Marceau, which is actually kind of true in my opinion. You know what I mean? Nobody twisted Kiki's arm. Nobody forced Kiki.
Right.
But when you go back and look at that scene of them in the kitchen over at the party, Mel did she kept on being like,
she probed with the questions.
She kept trying to, I can see why Kiki said that. Kiki's not innocent, but I understand why she's like, damn, if Mel was kind of like egging me to say, because she was. She's like, and Kiki, did you hear that? And Kiki, is that true? And Kiki, is this the first time she kept trying to do it? So Mel is very smart, you guys. She's very smart.
Right.
And I don't understand why she feels the need so strongly to like almost prove that the rumors about Tisha and Marceau already existed. Like, girl, you've already been saying that. We got it. That doesn't change the fact that you still brought the rumors to the show and threw it in Tisha's face whenever you felt the need to. That doesn't change the fact that you made it a storyline previous seasons, and you know what I'm saying? It doesn't change the fact that you brought it on the show and made it a huge conversation. It doesn't change it. So she's still, season 4, still trying to prove this point of, I wasn't the one that started it and those rumors existed. I get it existed, honey, but you still played a part in bringing it on a television show, and you threw it in that woman's face whenever y'all had beef.
Every chance you could.
Every chance she got.
And might I point out, it was real funny how the initial bone collector, Miss Kimmy, she avoided everything. Like, all the stuff was between Kiki, Mel, but Miss Kimmy, you did put a little stank on it, girl. You put a little stank on it.
What part?
She was the first one to go back to Tisha and tell her about all that happened at the party. The fact that they weren't invited, the fact that Kiki was there, the fact that Kiki was saying all of these things. I feel like that was the initial bone that
oh, yes. That was, okay, I see what you're saying. I agree. I don't think she was wrong for doing it. I think she had every right to tell Tisha, but I do think you know what? I actually thought this. I swear this crossed my mind when I rewatched the dinner scene, because I was thinking she kind of got away.
Scot-free.
Got away with being the bone carrier, aka, Sheree, housewife.
Well, it's not done, so we may get a little bit more.
We may, but I swear to you, Nita, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Kimmy kind of getting away with this because everybody's just Stormy, Kiki, this person, that. But no, I'm like, y'all forgot Kimmy was there too? Y'all forgot that Kimmy was the one that.
But I think it's under the guise of loyalty. Like, she put me up on game.
Yeah.
And then Tisha took the baton. She went to Kiki. Wanda went to Kiki. And then now they gone to Mel. So, there's that. But she did get out of it scot-free. Ain't nobody mentioned. And he jumped in there and said, well, listen, let me help you out. I said,
I love that scene. I loved it because Kiki was trying. Let me tell you right now, I'm telling y'all, one of my pet peeves that I just cannot stand in life is when people try to play on your intelligence. Right. Like, Kiki tried to, I'm trying to remember the specific line. She said something, and Kimmy was like, it's not a matter of if it was true or not. It's a matter of if you said it. Like, I was like, Kiki, like, no one's talking about was it facts or not. The point was, were you talking?
Right.
Were you saying stuff? I was like, girl, you trying to pull a wool over people's eyes. It's not going to work, baby girl. I'm so glad Kimmy was like, well, let me help you out, because I was there.
I was like, hello, come on, Miss Kimmy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my lamb. It was too funny. Let me see some of these comments.
Monique Johnson. She getting the heat off of her and Maurice. The longer we can talk about you, we ain't got to be addressing.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Let me read this. Kimmy is trying to be in the drama without really being, Tiffany, you were right. And I still, Kimmy is still my favorite lady on the show. Favorite wife on the show. She's still my favorite. But you said it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let's see. I'm proud of Kimmy for telling it. That's just it. Exactly. And that's why I say I agree with her doing it.
I think she was trying to kind of redeem herself from the whole reunion and how that shit went down.
That too. Good point. Good point. Good point. No, not that on the show, dude. Yeah. It was very tit for tat. And you know what? Yeah. That's one thing that Mel and Martell have in common with each other, because whenever the heat was on him and he was upset with Marceau, that's when he said, "Oh, it's funny how y'all trying to act like I'm the only one when y'all be having 20 girlfriends." That's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
right. Oh, they played that too. I was like,
he was wrong for doing that, but we cannot forget that Marceau was taunting Martell a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like he was trying to stay quiet, but then I think when they had that fight that they replayed, because it didn't air when the episode aired, they had it in like in the vault, and they
one of those special episodes like behind the scenes or hidden gems, whatever stuff.
Yes, that particular fight, I think that is when they started kind of clashing, because you remember I felt like he was on Martell's team. He was telling Tisha, don't fight with him, don't say nothing to him, just don't do nothing. I was like, boy, you look real guilty. You're not trying to defend yourself. You're not trying to, clear your name. He just letting Martell run with the narrative. So I was just like, Then he started hopping on, doing a little bit of stuff. And I think that happened right after that fight. And it got a little messy. And then they tried to bring it back
around. So let's see. Whew. This fight was a lot. Okay, sorry, y'all. So what happened? Oh, yes. Mel then calls Kiki. Because remember, Tisha said, well, Kiki told me that you were trying to get her to say stuff about me and my husband. Oh, Kiki said that. Okay, that's real interesting. That's Kiki. Hey, this is Mel. Yeah, so I'm with Letitia right now, and she said that you. Let me stop. He's stupid. Oh my gosh. So Kiki, I don't know.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that. Mel, she, instead of confirming or denying, she's deflecting. She's going right. You were there, right, Mel? And then you go. But you could have just said what was said. You know what I'm saying? So it always feels like a deflection tactic. I'm telling you, Mel, she moves real funny when it comes to her girl friendship groups now. Like you said, anything with her and Martell, I'm team Mel on that. But like I said, I'm no fan. I'm a watcher, observer, and anybody can get it. Like I said, I'm with you, right, and I can call you out when I feel like you're wrong.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you, sister. Right there. I don't play the biased game. You could be my fave, and if I see something, I'm still gonna speak on it. So that's how I am in real life. If you can't do that, we cannot be friends, because for me, I want friends that can be genuine with me. And if tell me, don't just be wanting to cut somebody off. No, learn how to use your words. Use your words. So this was interesting. Kiki says that Stormy was the one that first brought up Tisha's name, and then that's when everyone kind of chimed in and had their commentary.
Did you go back to watch to see for sure who it was?
Did not, but I think someone else co-signed what she's. I don't know. I cannot.
I was like, I wanted to, but I just didn't.
I just didn't have the time, but I'm like, I may do that at some point, because I'm intrigued now to see, okay, who did start it. I thought Mel started it, to be honest. I really thought she started it.
Okay, so they were already talking about this whole picture that Marceau blowing up the spot.
That's true. Yeah, she did say that.
They were in there talking. I think it was Stormy, it was Kimmy, and it was Kiki. And then first it was Kimmy and Kiki. Then Stormy came over. What y'all talking about? Then Mel came over. What y'all talking about? And then we kept getting more questions and questions. So everybody was kind of all over in the thing, and the two girls, Kiki and Kimmy, was in the thing, and then they kept hearing something going on. Then everybody just started coming around, and Mel was the last one to come over, and then that's when all the probing other questions and stuff.
Exactly. That's what it felt like. About right to me. So then, what happened? Let me see. Sorry, y'all, looking at my notes.
Did we get to the B word yet?
Oh, not yet, baby. Almost. basically, I'm looking at my notes. So Tisha was basically explaining, that it got back to her, that, people were saying things about her. And, she, of course, was going to defend herself, rightfully so. And somehow in the like the back and forth, they started going back and forth. They meaning Mel and Tisha started going back and forth. And I felt like everything Tisha said was fine. Like she wasn't saying nothing crazy. She just telling the truth. And then, Mel threw in that word childish. And she's like, how am I being childish? And I agreed. I don't see how that's being childish, because I think from my memory, this is when she just started to questioning, why was my cousin there? I just feel like it was weird that my cousin was there. And that's when Mel's trying to defend herself, saying, well, I actually knew her before you. And it's just the back and forth of that. Yeah. It got heated.
That's another deflection, because again, we're confronting you to get answers from you, and then she's starting to call names.
Yeah, I'm like, how is it childish? Mel, it's not childish.
I'm here for answers. I'm trying to get clarity. What's going on? First of all, you didn't already turn me into the op, so I'm trying to figure out what is going on. And then you gonna turn around and have our family there. Then Destiny started to feel away, because how you gonna have Tisha family there, and that's her whole cousin. I had a conversation with the girl, and I didn't even know that that's how you was feeling about it.
And that's not fair. And I think Kimmy said it either at the beauty supply store or she said in her confessional. She said she didn't even know that that Tisha became Mel's op again, or her enemy. So to me, it just wasn't fair. That was very, very unfair of her to then cast Destiny to the side and cast her away, because even Kimmy was like, I didn't know they went back to, y'all had one little argument at the reunion and now you're enemies. Like, girl.
Right. Like, really?
When we brought up the picture to Kimmy and Kiki. Okay.
Because I know Mel wasn't in the kitchen first. I knew that it was a conversation going on, and then it felt like everybody just kind of
chimed in.
What you talking about?
Yeah. That sounds about right. Let's see.
She was not.
She was not.
She was there for answers. And to me, I felt like Mel was actually acting childish, because she was the first one to come to call somebody out
their name, and it wasn't even deep. It didn't even get to that point where the B word was necessary.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then this is when the B word comes in, when it then becomes Destiny and Mel. Let me see. Okay, Destiny questions Mel's motive, basically, as far as bringing Kiki to her party. And she's basically saying, you got mad at me for talking to your quote unquote enemy, but then you got beef with Tisha, but you invited her cousin, her family. It was very hypocritical. And she called her out for it.
Right.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then I guess, yeah, go ahead.
I'll say, in my opinion, I felt like Destiny, I mean, even though she could ask her that, I really think that Mel gave her the closure that she needed by that private conversation. We're not friends anymore. We kind of deaded that. And yeah, I mean, it's a valid point, because I'm trying to figure out how you did it. But I mean, I guess just jumping in while all the emotions is high, she's still feeling away anyway, because he had just told her that we had a private conversation about our friendship that we had. And I was like, and then
I want to pick your brain on that specific point, but let me read Sisters in the Kitchen. Mel never answered Destiny either when she asked what she heard her and Tisha talking about at the hotel. 100%. Earlier, I was like, I'm starting to believe, even though Destiny can lie sometimes or tell half truths, you can tell half truths as well. But that, I'm starting to believe her, because this is like the second or third time this has come up in her story. As far as that portion of the story, it hasn't changed.
Right.
He has kept saying, Mel won't even tell me what specifically she heard me say.
Right. You know, in a situation, sometimes if someone is venting and you're just listening, yes, I was in the conversation with her, but I didn't say anything. I was just letting her get whatever was on her chest off her chest. And I think that is exactly what happened. That's what I think. Because she still ain't told her nothing.
Yep, I agree, Monique Johnson. I think more happened on Mel, and that she's not saying for her to throw away this tea. Yeah. Mel is keeping her mouth shut for some. It's weird to me. Either she don't have nothing at all, or she's keeping some shit private. But
right, she keeps it private. And also, too, if there's no resolution, we can continue to have these conversations and, you know, give us more drama for the show. Even she's trying to be a producer, wear a producer hat.
No, I can't even give her that much credit. Nah, I don't think her brain that great.
Because for real, if she wasn't gonna be friends with Destiny no more, she could have just told her when she was on the reunion stage and just said that we had been in communication. Maybe she should have just clarified, say, yeah, we didn't talk on the phone, but we were in communication. I don't see, and I felt like she dragged that out for the next season, and that's why I'm saying it, because I saw her do it. She did. She didn't say nothing on a reunion stage. Then all of a sudden, it became a plotline storyline for this season.
That part it could be, but I guess as far as like the friendship ending, I truly think it's because of whatever conversation was had at that hotel. But I still think it's a pride and ego thing. I still think it's her pride and ego getting in the way, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tiffany says Stormy is Tiffany's replacement. LOL, Mel brings new people every season now. She does. I feel like Stormy is more so Destiny's replacement. That's for sure. Because she needed a pit bull. Because Destiny was already a pit bull. And because Tiffany she ain't gonna squash a grape. She can't squash. She can't bust a grape.
She better be careful because she see what Destiny is. So and that's what that says to me.
You and know, that's too good. There's different type of good chicks, but I feel like in a fight, I don't know, because I feel like either one of them might be good. Like I don't know. Like Stormy looks like she hood. Like she could throw some hands, but then Destiny, I feel like she could throw some hands too. So I don't really know.
That mouth that Destiny got, she better be able to throw something.
Like she can. Yeah. I really feel like she
never back down. I ain't never seen her back down.
I ain't never seen her back down. I think she could fight. I don't want to be here to see it. Don't fight me, girl. I don't fight, but I'll watch from the sidelines and try to help break it up. But between them two, ooh.
Right.
So yeah. So the B word gets thrown out by Mel.
Tisha jumps up.
Kimmy was like, hold on now. Y'all can get rah-rah, but y'all cannot be saying the B word. Hold on, y'all. My cat you cannot eat that. Stop. Oh my God. This cat is.
What's that? Trying to get your microphone?
You trying to eat the damn flowers I have. No. Simba, please don't do this. Come on. Come here.
Simba.
You want to say hi to the people? No, he looking like. Anyway. What were we saying?
No, we were saying that the B word got thrown.
Oh, yes. And Tisha jumped up. The hood came out, and I was ready for it because at that point, Mel, I know you're not calling somebody no B, and you can tell she really don't like Tisha because I feel like her calling her bitch was it was too quick.
Right.
Then again, editing, I'll give, you know.
I don't think she liked any of them. I don't even think she likes Kimmy because even when she went to the therapist and she said, my home girl, because you know, I always said something about the way she throw that friend word around.
Yeah.
Switched the word up and she said home girl, but then she kind of like she kind of like stumbled over the word. Like she didn't know if she wanted to call her a home girl or associate or, you know, I don't know. It
was real quick. It was real quick, but I caught it when she was like, my homegirl.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
like,
know.
okay. I don't
I
think she
don't know.
liked too much either. And I mean, I understand she's not gonna like her because she's still friends. I mean, she's family rather than not really friends.
I think it's weird when people get. I think it's weird when people cut
You
people
didn't
off and
dictate,
pull away. Yeah, I
yeah,
can't. You can't.
how
That's
you
I
got
just.
to handle
I was.
everybody.
Never, I hate that. Listen, I have been in situations a few times where I've had a group of girlfriends, and unfortunately, people fell out.
I
Years
just like
later,
sure
I'm still friends with both. I'm still friends with both girls. Y'all not about to make me motherfucking choose. I don't give a damn. Y'all ain't, I'm not, I don't play that game. I don't
right.
play that game.
Yeah,
It's
if
immature.
you be sure about it, I
Stupid.
think it,
I think
it
it's lame. I think it's tired. Now I'm all about loyalty. So yes, if it's a situation where it's like I solely met this person through
do
you
that.
and we have no other connection ties, we have no other mutual friends or mutual organizations, and it's like it was like almost that's your friend, that's kind of different. But when it's a group of friends or people that you form a friendship with and it's been a while, bitch, I'm not cutting nobody off because y'all beef. What the fuck? Because if y'all make up, what's gonna happen to me? Please, I'm not doing that. We too grown for that, and
Right,
Mel's
let's be grown. Let's be mature about it. Okay.
I don't. It's like I wanted. So in the beginning, I wanted to believe Mel at first when she was saying, like the earlier episodes, when she was saying, like, I have no problem with Tisha and Destiny being cool. I have no problem, but
After
it was an issue. It was an issue. It was an issue because Tisha was talking mess and Destiny was there. If that was true, which I believed in the beginning, I was like, okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. But now I don't know.
Yeah, because we still, that's one thing she will not, and then, like I said, when you get the receipts, you get them like months later. Like, she said she could have called Destiny out on stage, but now here we go, 3 months down the line. And, like, it's like she always want to, like, I feel like she throws things out there, like, throw a stone, hide your hand, kind of like you never want to fess up to what's going on. You never want to say and be clear. Because, like I said, I said, if somebody said that I said it behind your back, girl, if you confront me, I'm going to say it to your face. I will say it. I won't deny it. Like when she said that, like, girl, what? Say it. What are you saying? Like, I
Right.
don't understand when somebody calls you out and then you're sitting up there hemming and hawing and let me call Kiki. No, bitch, you was there. I'm sorry, I got a little hot, but you was there. I'm asking you. I'm not asking Kiki. I already talked to Kiki. I'm here to talk to you. And I
Right.
felt that was the energy that Tisha was on. I want to
Yeah.
be clear with you what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So
That's
let me ask you this before we dive into Stormy. I want to ask you a question, general question.
okay.
Do you feel like Stormy should have been there that night for that
Actually,
event?
no. I don't think Tiffany should have been there because girl Weenie, she heard and she was serving the drinks when we first got there.
What was she? She was like she was early in the scene.
Right. If anybody should have been there, Kiki should have been invited. I don't know why she
Ooh, that's a girl, Nita. I did not think about that. You bring
right.
up an excellent point.
Right.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. What
Yeah,
was
where is Tiffany? I mean, well, Tiffany is Mel's friend. Not really. Yes.
else? She's part of the group. But I feel like if Stormy was gonna be there, I'm so glad you said that. I didn't even think of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like if Stormy was gonna be there, then damn it, Kiki should have been there too.
Right.
Since they're recalling the evening, they were all in the room. So I think everybody should be in the room that were at the party.
Yeah, and that's what I kept saying when I was thinking about it. I said, y'all are doing the same thing. Y'all are doing the same thing that happened at the pajama party. Y'all talking about somebody that wasn't even invited to defend herself, but she was able to call her and she was able to get her on the line so that she could defend herself. But initially, y'all are still doing the same thing that was done at the pajama party. So everybody should have been there. Monique said that was production. You could
Wait, as far as what? As far as not having her
not having her, yeah, who they want to have in the
Oh, I feel like production fumbled the bag on that one because if Kiki, ooh,
went down, like really went down.
if Kiki had been up in that joint, oh, I would have loved. I just would, ooh. So I don't know. Production may have fumbled that one if that was intentional. And I don't know if she had a scheduling conflict, she couldn't make it. Who knows? But
because Kiki seemed like she a little nuck if you buck too. Because when she got on that phone, she was like, "Just please tell the truth. Why would you think I would do anything but?" And how she came at Wanda last episode.
Yeah, when she came at Wanda.
Kiki ain't got time for that foolishness. She will get you in together.
Ooh, girl. This is why I love having these conversations because you know what I mean? Like I get to hear your viewpoint. You may pick out something that I didn't notice, vice versa.
Right.
I didn't even think about that. It's such a good point. Kiki definitely should have been there. My take on it. So at first I was like, absolutely not. Stormy should not be there. That was my take. And it still kind of is. Yeah. But the only thing I'm going to say is the only reason why I guess it's okay that she was there is because she was present at the party.
Okay.
And she could be there to say what she said, what she didn't say, what she heard, you know, etc. That's my only, I'm like, okay, I can see why she's there, but at the same time,
I just feel like she wanted to be Mel's mouthpiece. That's all. Just like
I think Mel wanted her to be Mel's mouthpiece and Pitbull. Mel always has to have somebody. And it's kind of like that is getting a little old for me.
Right. And that feels childish to me too. You can't show up by yourself, girl.
What? Yeah, so let me see. Look at the notes.
I know it was so much going on. So
also why she called her a B. Okay. She also called her a B because she's upset because she feels like Tisha always chimes in. And that's when she references at the reunion, I guess. You know what I mean? When Mel was talking about how when the show wraps up, she kind of just goes MIA and Tisha made a face and it was like
face. That's it. And you know, Mel is the queen of making faces, girl. So I don't even know.
I'm like, look, like, I don't know. I don't know.
For the goose is good for the gander. Like she didn't say anything. They played the clip. She didn't say
the clip. But I just also feel like I'm starting to believe what Tisha said at the reunion when Tisha was like, basically, she feels like Mel doesn't know how to be a good or real friend, whatever term she said. She doesn't know how to be a good friend, a real friend. And it's starting to, I don't want to say she doesn't know how to be a friend. I will say she more so doesn't know how to sustain long-term friendships.
Okay.
That's like a better way to say that.
Sure. That's fair.
He doesn't know how to sustain long-term friendships. Seemingly on TV. In real life, I don't know. The girl could have friends of 15 years. I don't know. I'm only speculating. But from the looks of it on TV, she doesn't really have the best conflict resolution skills, and she doesn't really know how to sustain long-term.
Right. And when you say you don't want to take accountability, you always want a yes man. Already told us. He gave us the tea.
He did not. I'll give him that. He has said that, and I'm starting to believe him when it comes to that.
There is no conflict resolution skills. The only person that she was trying to resolve conflict was with Martell, and until she couldn't.
There you go. Facts. All right, y'all. So we're almost done. Oh, look who wants to make a cameo. Simba. Can y'all even see him? Yeah. Simba. Okay. We'll do something. So what had happened was, let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get my notes right so I can be accurate, hunty.
Okay. Said Tisha was the one on the reunion. Mail. I didn't get that one. What you think she's saying?
Tisha was on one with her.
Oh, she was on one. Okay.
On one. I mean, you're right. She was a little more crunk. She was more, I will give you that. She was more crunk with Mel. Mel was a little more calm. But there was a part where Mel pissed me off at the reunion when she could not own up to the fact that she had made disparaging comments about the marriage. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I understood her frustration of why are you bringing it back up? But I think at the moment it made sense based on the conversation that was being had at the reunion. It came back up like, girl, do you forget you were talking shit about my marriage? Or, I guess Mel didn't like that she said, you're trying to destroy my marriage. Whatever. That's how the woman felt. You cannot, that's how she felt. That doesn't mean it's a fact, but that's how she felt. And you have to understand.
It was a fact to me because it looked like when their stuff blew up, what it looked like is they started throwing gasoline and lighting matches. They was throwing Marceau under the bus. They started saying little things, planting little seeds. You need to go down to the bar. When your husband say he at the bar, you need to get you a babysitter, go to the bar. Well, what you know? You don't know something? Tell me. I mean, it's just like, no, you're not gonna get away with that. You absolutely did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she has to be able to own that. Like, I just don't understand. She doesn't know how to take accountability. So Stormy chimes in, at first, seemingly, in my opinion, trying to, get an understanding. I feel like, because when I watched it back, I felt like at first she was trying to get an understanding when she asked Destiny, what happened or whatever. And Destiny was like, well, why don't you ask her? And Stormy's like, well, I'm asking you because, to be honest, she don't really talk about the situation to me. So I basically, she just wanted to hear from Destiny's perspective. I feel like the first whatever few seconds, I feel like it was genuine, like, what happened.
Yeah. And Destiny took it wrong. And she popped off at her, which caused Stormy to pop off at her.
I will give Stormy that. I'll say Destiny was a little bit more snappier first. We kind of got that negative thing kind of rolling.
Yeah. And that's why they call her aggressive, because
right.
The way she handles things, like, it is almost like you fly off the handle instead of like she's just asking you a question, and what Destiny was saying, and it's her delivery, it's the way she says things sometimes. She feels like she's unclear of how Mel feels and why she feels that way, because Mel has not fully told her what is going on. And that's why she keep on saying, like, ask Mel, because Mel still hasn't told me. That is exactly what she told Kimmy. She said, Kimmy, has she told you what she was saying? And she was like, no, well, we didn't get that. She was not saying.
That's why I believe Destiny now. When it comes to that part of the story, I believe her.
Right.
Why can't you repeat? Why can't you say what you heard? You should be able to say, well, I heard, even if she says, well, Tisha said this and Destiny co-signed and agreed. I could possibly
take that.
I could possibly give you that, but she's not even saying that. So, girl, I can't really throw you a bone. I can't, because you're not giving me nothing. You're giving me nothing.
Exactly.
Which is she definitely talked to Stormy about the situation, but I just maybe Stormy's also confused. I don't know. Shit, maybe she's like, well, let me hear your perspective, because I'm a very realistic person. Like, I may sway one side more than the other, but I'm never gonna forget the fact that there's three sides to a story. You know what I'm saying? This person, that person's point of view, and somewhere in the middle is gonna lie the truth. So that's how I am. So if I was her, I would have probably asked, hey, so what's your perspective? But like you said,
I think that's all she wanted. I think she just wanted, like, let me hear your side of the story. Like, I heard one side, and let me make the decision, or let me come to my own conclusion, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they gotta do I'm trying to figure out, what did Mel expect Destiny to do? Did she want Tisha was talking to her? Did she was like, oh, I can't talk to you because you said something about Mel? Like, what you, I'm supposed to run away or something? Like, come on, Mel, let's be realistic. Like, I'm supposed to hang up with the phone and she called me. I'm supposed to put her on block. I'm supposed to run the other way like I'm scared of her. Like, what do you want me to do? What would have been more,
Yeah.
I mean, what's the right thing? What did you want? And I just think it's other things. She said it was other factors. She did say that, but she still never really. And like I said, she's still friends with Martell, and she just don't like people to be like people. She want people to be up underneath her butt. So
I agree.
whenever you show that side that you just neutral and you want to kind of keep things neutral and not really take sides and stuff like that, then she don't want to be bothered with you.
So. Right. Yep. So basically, we're almost done, you guys. Mel was about to start explaining herself, in front of the ladies in regards to the Destiny situation, and basically why they're no longer friends or why their friendship is no longer what it used to be. Whatever word she used, Destiny then interjected and was like, "Oh, was or had," whatever she said. I can't remember exactly how Mel worded it, but Destiny was like, okay, so basically we're no longer friends is what she was kind of checking her out. Okay, so has, past tense, meaning we're not friends anymore. She had a little attitude. I mean, for me, it wouldn't have been, I don't know. It's always easy to say what you would or wouldn't do. I feel like of all the other things that was said, that wouldn't have been the thing that made me just say, I'm not gonna talk no more. But I get it. It was bad timing. Even Kimmy interjected and was like, hey, like, that too. They were going.
Destiny to kind of read the room, because I feel like Mel's pretty much said over and over and over again, she don't mess with you like that. And when you get confirmation, you just gotta back up. Like,
but the human nature is you still want to get clarity, and I understand clarity and closure. I get why Destiny's like, bitch, you really about to throw away a fucking friendship? Like, yeah, bitch, you ain't had that many friends in Huntsville, and and vice versa. So it's just like, you really about to throw away our friendship? Come on, like, so I get why she's just like, I mean, Destiny's kind of fed up too, in my opinion, because when she said something to Kimmy earlier in the episode, like, almost like she's kind of done trying to like chase an answer, trying to figure out. She's kind of like, I think Destiny is reaching her breaking point with Mel and her shenanigans. So that interjection caused Mel to shut down and say she's not going to explain herself, which I wish did not happen, because I really wanted to hear what she was going to say in front of the other ladies. I really wanted to know. But now we'll never know. Now we'll never know. So then Stormy, now this is where I'm like, I'm getting on Stormy now. So Stormy then interjects and says, well, I wouldn't go after that. And I'm going to be honest, I probably would have reacted how Destiny reacted. Well, you're not her, so you shut up and let her, because it's like that comment wasn't necessary.
Exactly.
Everybody at this table, well, the main people in the arguments, everyone had fault in some way. I mean, to me, everybody had fault. Nobody was perfect in that dinner scene. Like, Destiny had a fault, Stormy had a fault, Mel had a fault, Tisha.
Tisha. I think Tisha had the most justification.
Yeah, I agree.
Handle herself.
As I'm naming the name, I'm like, Tisha, she was kind of fine. So I feel like Mel, Destiny, and Stormy were the main people that were button heads and really caused the confusion.
Communicated a little bit better, so this thing got resolved or something, and didn't go all the way left field. Because even Tisha was bringing that energy as if she good if we go left field. I don't feel like she was kind of causing it to kind of stir that way.
Yeah. So Stormy and Destiny go back and forth. They say little slick shit under their breath. It's a whole bunch. I can't even write down all the shit that was said.
It reminded me of that Marlo and Sheree.
What was her line when she was like, what did she say?
She said, you want to be like me or something like that. And then
be like me, and then It was all that back and forth. There was another line that she's like, okay, I see you. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you want to be like me. You won't be like me. Da, 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 da. There was something else she said. It was something else she said.
And girl, them faces that Stormy was
Ooh, faces.
still in her mouth. Like, I was like,
She real gutted with it. She real gutted with it. She real gutted. She's from Alabama. I'm trying to figure out where she from. She real gutted with it.
I know. You know what? I always say she sound like Tiny from the group, but she got like a more
country
a heavier accent, but she still kind of has like that twang. I don't know exactly something, but it's real heavy. It's real thick. I'm like, it's funny. It sounded funny. And like I said, how she leaned back in that thing and like she was chewing gum and had all I was like, girl, if you knew what you look like, I was just like, Anyway. I thought it was funny though.
This cat is about to drive me damn crazy.
Did they get in the catnip? Because that's what my cat used to act
I need to give him some damn drugs, okay? Shit.
My cat used to act a fool when he got that catnip.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm about to give him a calming treat so he can calm his ass down. But yeah, Stormy gutted with it. She I don't know, child. That back and forth was a fool. Then it was like, you got me effed up. Now you got me effed up. It could be what you want it to be. It got crazy. It got crazy. And as far as when it comes to Stormy and Destiny, I'm kind of gonna be more Team Destiny because I feel like, bitch, you shouldn't have been here nowhere. Yeah, you shouldn't have been here anyway, Miss Stormy.
Right.
You shouldn't have been here, so you shouldn't have had so much to say. And I think there was even a clip, like a moment when they were going back and forth, and you could see Tisha kind of saying, Stormy, you should just be quiet. She was saying something like, you're not really in this. Like, why you got so much to say? It's just hush up. Hush up. Mm-hmm. It got real knuck if you buck.
Sister said that's her favorite part.
Wait, what?
That was her favorite part. I guess when Stormy was doing all that.
I'm trying to see where the comment went. Oh man, let me see. There's so many comments now.
Oh, it's right after. No, it's at the bottom. Edible time. My favorite.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Girl, it's about that time. Wait, I missed this. I'm about to take it back. I'm about to take it way back. Who remembers? Do y'all remember? This is Atlanta Housewives. The episode years and years ago. The episode of Pillow Talk. Okay, when they got to scrap it in the hotel room.
It was a mess.
Do you remember? Oh my god. Do y'all remember the husband? It was Chuck or whatever. It was that man. It was that light-skinned dude that both Phaedra and Candy used to date back in the day. His current wife was Monique.
Yes.
Who was friends with Nene. Do y'all remember when the shit popped off at the hotel and he was standing behind his wife and damn near in the curtains hiding behind her? Like, that was Tiffany. At the damn, she was just, bitch, where the fuck was you? Where was you at? Like, just hiding. Chad, Apollo and Chad. No, it was.
Yeah, those are the two light skinned dudes that was there.
I think his name was Chuck.
One of the two.
Oh God, that episode, man,
that was a mess. And guess who was the producer, Mr. Carlos Kane?
Yes.
No, he know what
he doing. Why? Yes. Why did she spell her name like that?
Sorry.
He spelled her name like Monique with a Y. That was funny. That was a throwback for y'all, any OG Atlanta Housewives fans. But that was Tiffany. She was damn hiding. I don't know if she was hiding behind the bar. I don't know where she was when all the melee was taking place.
Right.
Woo. But this episode was good, you guys.
Right there with the drinks, child.
Listen, shoot.
That's what I would have been.
Do what you do best, girl.
Right.
No, I would have been. Huh?
You remember, I heard that Carlos gave Kimmy and Tisha and them, y'all need to turn it up because it's not the Mel and Martell show this season. So
okay.
So that's why you can see it. So we may give Tiffany the same pep talk next time, because it's people waiting for the spot, Oh no. I'm like, how you celebrate anniversary and we not having sex yet? No. I'm like, 6 months.
Look at this comment, child. Tiffany, the friendliest guys. I don't know about the friendliest, but yeah, she knows.
Right.
Oh Lord, no. Let me not hate on her. She has been good this
season. She has been unproblematic.
Exactly. She hasn't been messy and nasty like she was last season. So let me give her some grace.
Right.
But
she said they was tearing her up on Twitter. So
last season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Because you talk about someone's child, like she got cussed out. The only reason why Kimmy didn't curse her out, I think, at that moment was because Kimmy did not have all the information.
Right.
What the heck she was talking about, so she kind of had to play it cool. Right. And then when she went back home to Maurice, she was like, "What the fuck this bitch talking?" You know what I mean? I know what happened.
Yeah.
But she couldn't cuss her out because she didn't have all the facts. But baby, I feel like if it was the other way,
because she was absolutely 150% in the wrong with that.
I will never waver on that, because it's like, you talking about someone's child. Oh, was he the one vaping in the bathroom? Bitch, hush. It would have been.
Now let me tell you, if it had been Jalen that she was talking about, she might have got them hands. She might have got them hands.
She don't play about her baby.
But yeah.
They're gone. Tell us people good night, because we about to get off the line because you acted a plump fool.
I said bye.
All right, y'all. So we are, I think we're done.
Yeah, I can't wait for next weekend. I mean, next weekend, so we can get the be continued.
Oh yeah, they hit us with the to be continued. Yes, and next week we will be on Nita's channel. Okay, because they're gonna do a part 2. They hit us with the to be continued. So I cannot wait.
And it wasn't like your regular be continued. It was a good be continued.
Yeah,
a good 20 minutes of the last end of the episode, and then we still going into the next episode.
That's what I'm saying. I have to give them props. They didn't hit us with too much of it wasn't like a cliffhanger. We got enough this episode to where it's like a smooth continuation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I will give them kudos for that, for sure. So yes, next week we will be on Nita's channel, and her information is down in my subscription box of the video. So you guys make sure you click on her link and follow her. Okay. And make sure you are subscribed to me if you have not already. Click that subscribe button, to help support your girl out in these YouTube streets, as well as Nita the Diva. And we will see you guys next week, Catch you later. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.